I've been real excited to talk about the bus, guys. Let's go 2 each. Mike, who's your bust for this year at the running back position?
First guy I'm going to mention is Miles Sanders. He looked great last year. I think in our league, the one that the three of us are in, I think I had messaged Jeremy after week 1. So let me get Miles Sanders. You can have anybody on my team. Put up like 27 points. I thought that things were looking great for Sanders. Of course, then Wentz fell off, Eagles fell apart, and the rest is history. But I'm not looking forward to Sanders this year. I think having Hurts as a starter, especially hurts him. So there were three. Thank you. There were three games prior to Week 17 last year where Hurts and Sanders were both starting. And in those 3 games, Sanders had 46 carries, which isn't terrible, but Hurts had 38. I just think as that trend continues, Hurts is going to continue to take more of those carries away from Sanders. I'm not super high on the Eagles defense this year. I think that they're going to be playing from behind. And Kenneth Gainwell, who actually I considered for one of my sleepers, is a better receiver than Miles Sanders. So if they're going to be playing from behind, I see Kenneth Gainwell playing a lot of those snaps. I just don't think that Sanders is going to pay off the way that he should. Second one is Jonathan Taylor. I'm not bashing Taylor. I think Taylor is going to have a good year. But when you look at where he's being drafted right now, I think he's RB9. You have Marlon Mack coming back, like Jeremy had said in another one of our videos. I'm big on Hines. I don't think that Taylor's going to poop the bed. I still see him as probably a top 20 back, but I just think at number 9, there's a lot of other like value out there that you can go for over Taylor.
I've been so up and down on Taylor, man. Ever since, middle of the summer, Taylor was up there in that second tier with like Zeke and Aaron Jones, and now he's fallen off a little bit. I think because people are getting hip to the, fact that Marlon Mack is back there, did re-sign with them. And Mac does his thing whenever he's on the field. And you're hearing good things about Hines. Taylor is just a force, though. Like he's an unstoppable force with the ball. But I'm with you. My gut feeling is that Phillip Rivers is it's weird. Phillip Rivers is a better quarterback to have for your running back than Carson Wentz. I can't make sense of that in any way. I can't elaborate on that other than that's just how I feel.
Do we even know when Wentz is playing? He's not playing to start the season, right?
He's already doing like individual drills. Looks pretty good. I think there's actually a chance he's going week 1.
Yeah. Doesn't change my answer.
Who was your first bust?
Sanders.
Sorry, I have short-term memory.
You're good.
Sanders. Yo, I just I saw another thing that said that Sanders and Boston Scott might be like a 50-50 split. Yeah. And then you had Kenneth Gainwell in there, and yeah, Sanders is right at RB20 right now, I think.
I wouldn't touch Sanders. I could be totally wrong.
I would stay away this year.
Yeah,
for sure.
I remember that week 1, Germs. I think your Miles Sanders and Josh Jacobs combined for like 60-something points.
Yeah. And then that was pretty
So you're not drafting Miles Sanders or Josh Jacobs this year?
Yeah. It's funny because, those are my buzz.
That's really good. Are those really your buzz?
I mean, yeah. All those, the 3 of my, yeah, they are. Josh Jacobs is one of my busts, and with him, it's the whole Drake move, acquisition. It's a clear statement, man. They paid the guy, $11 million guaranteed. I just do not see it not being a battle, for touches there. And
that O-line.
like I said earlier,
Oh, man, they got Alex Leatherwood, bro.
I
They're
see
gonna be the
that.
best running team in the league.
And you know
Haven't
what?
you heard?
No, and that is and look, and that was the argument. That's what I was, for myself, it was like he did finish eighth, right? Eighth last year?
Think so.
Eighth last year. His O-line is way better on paper this year. And, he it's hard to argue with his rookie year, he balled out. But looking at his numbers last year, he had a 3.9, yards per carry. And that's, if he didn't have the 12 touchdowns, then he would have been an awful running back to have. And he was an awful running back to have because I had him. And another thing, we can't ignore the injury bug. He runs hard, and that's what hurts him. He doesn't last.
Yeah.
He was just really inconsistent last year. Like he started out with that crazy week 1 against Carolina. He had 32 points. Week after that, he had more. I'm sorry. He had 36 points week 1, and then he didn't score over 20. He scored over 20 like 2 other times that year.
Yeah.
He was an RB1, but he didn't feel like an RB1 last year.
So he's RB21 right now. We're talking about a guy who was RB8. Yeah. Is RB21 where he should be? Or like, okay, so Josh Jacobs in a lot of mocks that I've been seeing is like RB2, like right around that RB2 level. Mm-hmm. Maybe with like a J.K. Dobbins, James Robinson area. Is that where you guys think he's at, or?
I would be real hesitant to even have him as a flex.
So looking at the rankings right now, it goes Jacobs, Davis, Gaskin, Henderson doesn't count, Hunt, Robinson. Robinson doesn't count either because he just got a big jump.
100% rather.
Well, would you take Mike Davis, Myles Gaskin, or Kareem Hunt over Jacobs?
I guess I'm a little biased because I had him last year, but I would take all of those guys before Jacobs this year. Yes.
That's wild to me, man. That's wild. Like I might
take Davis because he was 8 last year, but that was before Drake. I think it's going to be a totally different looking offense. It's not going to be Josh Jacobs playing 90% of the snaps.
But that's why I think that RB21 is probably right around where he should be. Like he's still pretty good.
I think he's around there.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I
21
I guess
to
I was just looking at last year's numbers and just I do not see him putting up the same type of numbers with Kenyon Drake there.
It gets ugly. It gets ugly in that kind of 4th tier running back range.
Yeah.
That whole I feel like once you get to Miles Sanders, Josh Jacobs, Darrell Henderson, Mike Davis, Kareem Hunt, it's like, whoa, if you're looking at one of those to be like your RB2, might feel some anxiety.
Yeah.
That's tough.
So and the other guy had similar issues too, the injury bug and the touchdowns being like what pretty much saves their stock is James Conner. He's with the Cardinals now. But I feel like, like Mike said earlier, that's a crowded team too, man. It's a lot of mouths to feed there, man. A lot of superstars. And to be honest, Edmonds is a baller, man. It's hard to ignore Edmonds in that team. Connor has only in 4 years gotten 1,000 yards once, I think. And it's just, that's a tough division too. It's like, are they going to be falling behind too? If they fall behind, I definitely want Edmonds back there. I don't want Connor back there. And it's like, so with Connor, I guess it's like, what is he going to do with his 15 touches? Is he going to get a touchdown? 15, 20 touchdowns touches what I see him getting per game.
You know me. I'm so low on the cards.
Yeah.
You see him getting 15 touches?
A game? I don't think so.
Game?
Yeah, 15 is probably the
10 to 12,
that's the
maybe.
ceiling. Yeah. Oof. I think that's the ceiling for a team, where Kyler's going to be running around a lot.
Yeah, right.
I got Deandre Swift as my first bust. I think for a while now, he's been going pretty high in drafts. ADP, I will tell you in just 1 second. ADP 15 to me is a little high. Dan Campbell came out recently and said he's concerned about his week 1 availability, even if he just misses 1 game. I can't remember a guy that I wanted to stay away from more than DeAndre Swift at running back, except maybe the second guy I'm going to mention. But you guys remember when Adrian Peterson was publicly concerned with Swift's well-being because of that concussion? I can't get past that, man. I think you have to wonder a little bit about, some of the damage that guy's taken in his already young career. Is he suddenly going to, turn that around? I don't know. He's great when he's on the field, but the 10 touchdowns in the 13 games, that's extremely efficient. I don't know that you can repeat that with Jared Goff at the helm and the new offense, new receivers, new everything there. I think the Lions offense is going to be probably close to last place, in yardage and touchdown, everything. I think RB15 is a little too high. I'll just go with my second one real quick. Joe Mixon. We hear it every offseason. This is the year for Joe Mixon. He had 1 really good season in 2019, 1,400 total yards, 8 touchdowns. But even that solid season only placed him as RB19 that year. Came out last year averaging 3.6 yards per carry, the worst yards per catch of his career. Now we're supposed to believe again in Mixon. I don't think so, man. He's being taken RB12 right now. I'll never understand it, but I've always said I'm never drafting Joe Mixon. But yes, there's an argument simply off of volume because they didn't bring anyone else in that offense. There's no competition, and in fact, Gio Bernard is gone. But I'll say it again, man. I'll never draft Joe Mixon, but he'll probably be RB5 this year.